I could use some more water, actually. Oh my gosh. Hey guys, how you doing on this Sunday? It's a hot and hazy summery day here. So you guys see the title of the live chat. Hey Dawn, about increasing that self-esteem and those boundaries. That's going to be some serious shadow work for you guys. Trust me on that, because hey Paula Childs, because you might know mentally what you need to do, but actually putting that into action, two different things. Trust me on that. Hey Mona, hey 100 Smiles. I'm telling you, yeah, we all need that after narcissistic abuse, and some of us have done or experienced a lifetime of being abused, so it's just so engraved in us. Trust me, I could be the first one to raise my hand. I remember when I took 18 months off after my last narcissistic relationship, and that's the twins in the background. And let me let them say hi. Say hi, Nini. Say hi, Mia. Yeah, so I took 18 months off, guys, and it did allow me to do a lot of shadow work with myself. But then when I entered my next relationship, I seen that I still needed to have work on my boundaries. So it's something that gets better with opportunities for you to actually enforce it. Because it's one thing to know it, and it's another thing to begin practicing it and working those muscles. Yeah, and then if you've been sexually abused, it gets even harder. It gets even harder, guys. It gets even harder, but I just want you to understand that logically knowing what to do, that's just one step of it. You might logically know what to do, but still find yourself repeating those low standards and having those weak boundaries with other people. And then afterwards, you might even see it like an outer body experience where you're actually seeing yourself. You know while you're doing it that wasn't what you should be doing. Yes. Shirley Hernandez says self-sabotaging behavior. Yeah, I think it's deeper than that. I think it is self-sabotaging, but I just think it's just that pattern. You know, more than anything, it's that pattern that's engraved. Imagine being 50 years old and you've been doing this for half a century. So, you know, I just wanted to go live because it's just been on my mind today to speak on it. But knowing what to do, that's just the first step, guys. Dawn says she knows it because she was sexually abused by her father for 4 years. So, yeah, and it's very common for someone to be sexually abused afterwards to have loose sexual standards. Is very common. It's very common. You know, sometimes you don't care for sex at all, but then yet you find yourself having sex with someone and you're like, what am I even doing? I didn't really want to do that. You know, it's stemming from that sexual abuse. It's really nasty. You have to constantly remind yourself of your self-worth is much more. Absolutely, Shirley, you have to. You really have to. And you know what I also wanted to point out in this video is very important to not set yourself up for failure as well. So protect your boundaries as best as you can. Like if you know that you don't want to do this or don't want to do that, try to minimize the possibility of making it too tempting for you to fall into that temptation, whatever it might be. Let's say, hey, I don't want to be sexually loose anymore. Then, you know, perhaps you shouldn't let a guy come over your house at nighttime. Even if you have the best intentions, you're playing with fire at that point. You know, you're playing with fire. So it's kind of about minimizing so that you're not setting yourself up for failure as well. You know, you're going on a diet. Well, maybe you shouldn't buy all those snacks and pack it in your pantry. You know, sometimes we just have to minimize the possibilities. Yeah, you really do have to prep your every interaction because, and I talk about this in coaching sessions, even little things you might see that you didn't stand up for yourself. You went to a restaurant, they didn't prepare your food properly, and you just accepted it, you know? Little things like that. So, or, you know, a bunch of people cut you in line and you just kind of let them walk ahead of you. Hey, Shar. Yeah. It's rough. It can be rough after you've been groomed and trained for so many years of your life. Even if you know the right thing to do, you might still find yourself still doing and accepting less than. Shirley Hernandez says, I always say I have training in the morning so I don't stay the night or stay too long with someone because I know how I am. I want to give in and be nice. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. Because you've been trained through all that abuse to not feel comfortable with saying no, to not feel comfortable with speaking up for yourself, with asserting yourself, you know, for putting yourself first. So, you know, that's something you have to build a muscle for. It's not going to come overnight. And, you know, don't beat yourself up. Sometimes you might slip and you'll know immediately when you did something that didn't honor your self-worth or something that you didn't deserve. And the best thing you could do is get back on track with it. Just get back on track, guys. All right. And if you want to obviously get one-on-one coaching with me to do like some shadow work in this realm, you could certainly do that. Just email CoachLakia@gmail.com. And we can, you know, specifically get into your specific situation. Paula Child says, I establish a prayer life to remind me of God's love for us. Absolutely. Absolutely. But it's important to, like I said, Lynn H. Town says, what is shadow work? Well, shadow work are the things that we need to improve about ourselves, the things that we hide behind a mask, the things that we feel inside of us, the things that are sabotaging us from getting what we deserve in life. So it could be something like, you know what, I actually have low self-esteem. You know, no boundaries, you know, admitting, you know what, I don't really love myself. Shadow work are the things, you know, the negative things about us that we need to improve upon or eliminate from our lives. That's what the shadow work is. The girls are just making a big mess, but thankfully it's with water. They're putting the water in their mouths and they're letting it ooze out of their mouth. Yeah. Yeah. So everyone has to shadow work because none of us are perfect. We all have shadow work to do. I don't know that shadow work ever really ends. Yeah, 100 smiles, absolutely. Messy, but at least it's just water. Earlier they had a little chocolate cake and that got a lot messier. You know, I just wanted to drop in, guys, and you know, just say hello. But it was on my mind about the boundaries and the self-worth. You know, that's really, you're going to have to really roll your sleeves up with that. But like I said, the best thing that you can do is protect your boundaries. You have to protect, you know, the things that you don't want to go away by not setting yourself up for failures. And understand that it's like a muscle that has to be worked on. Yeah, you have a safe and a peaceful Sunday as well. I've been telling you guys that I'll go live a lot more frequently, you know, just here and there. It might not always be an hour-long video. But I was sitting here resting because I'm at the zoo with the girls, actually. We're at the zoo. But we're in a cut right now. It's like a little garden area. So, yeah. I have a piece of food on my nose. Yeah, so you guys have a blessed day and just keep doing that shadow work, you know, and try not to be so hard on yourselves. This one right here isn't strapped in. Say hi. Say howdy. She sees all the chats. Yeah. They like to, yeah, mommy has teeth like you do. Oh, Mia wants to come out now. I think it might be time to change their diapers. Might be diaper duty time for me, guys. But you guys have a blessed day and just, you know, stay patient with yourself, especially for those of you. Isaiah, come help me out. Well, you can unbuckle Mia, especially for those of you that have been through much. It's going to take time. Take care. I got to change diapers and all that good stuff now. Aw. Bye-bye.